Today you'll fix 5 big beginner mistakes. No boring rules, just real English flow.
If you're ready to level up, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let's dive in.
Liam, what are the biggest mistakes that show someone is a beginner when they speak English?
There are 5 very clear mistakes, and the first one appears immediately when the person starts translating in their head.
Wow, why do beginners translate so much before speaking?
Because their brain learned English as written rules instead of spoken patterns, so it searches for Portuguese first.
Interesting. So translation is not just a bad habit.
Exactly. It's a training problem, not a lack of intelligence or talent.
And how does this translation sound to native speakers?
It usually sounds slow, tense, and a little unnatural, even if the grammar is correct.
Right. So this is mistake number 1, translating mentally before speaking.
Yes, and beginners do it because they were taught to think before speaking, instead of speaking to think.
That explains why my mind freezes sometimes.
You see, the brain gets overloaded because it's doing 2 jobs at the same time.
How does this affect confidence in real conversations?
It destroys confidence because you feel late, insecure, and afraid of being interrupted.
So even simple sentences become stressful?
Exactly, because you're not reacting, you're calculating.
Can you give me an example of translation versus natural English?
A beginner says, "I have 30 years," while natural English is, "I'm 30."
Wow, that feels so small but so different.
Small differences create big signals of fluency.
So how should learners train instead of translating?
They should train chunks like, "I'm 30," "I'm running late," or "that makes sense."
Interesting. Chunks feel faster in my mouth.
Because the brain stores them as one sound, not separate words.
Okay, what's the second mistake that shows someone is a beginner?
The second mistake is trying to speak perfectly instead of naturally.
Really? Why do beginners chase perfection so much?
Because school rewards correctness, not communication.
So perfection becomes a trap?
Yes, perfection creates hesitation, and hesitation kills flow.
How does this perfectionism sound in conversation?
It sounds robotic, overly formal, and emotionally flat.
Can you show a formal versus natural comparison?
A beginner says, "I would like to request your assistance," while natural English is, "Can you help me?"
Wow, the second one feels lighter.
Exactly. Native speakers choose speed and clarity, not complexity.
Does trying to sound smart make things worse?
Yes, because real fluency sounds simple, not impressive.
That's a big mindset shift.
And that shift is where confidence starts growing.
So mistake number 2 is overthinking and aiming for perfect English.
Correct. Beginners over-edit themselves while speaking.
You see, that explains why pauses feel so long.
Those pauses are the sound of self-correction happening live.
What's the third mistake that gives beginners away?
The third mistake is using written English instead of spoken English.
Interesting. What does that look like in real life?
It looks like long sentences, formal connectors, and 0 contractions.
Really? Can you give an example?
A beginner says, "I do not know what you are referring to," instead of, "I don't know what you mean."
Wow, spoken English is much shorter.
Yes, spoken English values rhythm, not structure.
Is this why natives use contractions all the time?
Exactly. Contractions keep the sound smooth and fast.
And beginners avoid them because they fear mistakes.
Yes, they think formal equals correct, but natural equals fluent.
So, mistake 3 is sounding like a textbook?
That's right. And textbooks don't talk back.
That's true.
You see, real conversations breathe and move.
Is it possible to unlearn this written habit?
Absolutely. With daily exposure to spoken patterns and short responses.
I'm starting to feel something click.
That click is your brain switching modes.
So far, we have translating, perfectionism, and written English.
And those 3 already explain most beginner struggles.
Wow, this makes me feel less broken.
Because you were never broken, just trained the wrong way.
I'm excited to hear the next mistakes.
And they'll make everything even clearer.
Liam, what's the 4th mistake that really gives beginners away in conversations?
The 4th mistake is speaking too slowly because the brain is still building sentences live.
Wow, so it's not about accent or vocabulary?
No, it's about processing speed, not language level.
Really? I always thought slowing down was the safest choice.
Slowing down helps clarity, but breaking rhythms signals insecurity.
Interesting. So rhythm communicates confidence.
Exactly. Listeners feel confidence before they understand words.
How does this affect professional situations, like meetings?
Slow speech makes people doubt certainty, even when the idea is good.
Wow, that's scary.
You see, fluency influences perception.
What happens inside the brain during these long pauses?
The brain is translating, checking, and correcting at the same time.
That sounds exhausting.
It is, and exhaustion reduces flow.
Can you give another everyday example?
A beginner says, I need to verify this, while natural English is, I'll check.
Wow, that sounds much more confident.
Because confidence often sounds brief.
So, mistake 4 is breaking flow with unnecessary pauses?
Yes. Beginners pause because they don't trust recall yet.
Interesting. Trust seems to be a theme.
Trust grows with repetition, not study.
How can learners train better rhythm naturally?
By copying spoken responses exactly as they're used.
Like repeating full sentences instead of single words?
Exactly. Sentences create rhythm.
I notice natives answer very fast sometimes.
Because they're reacting, not composing.
So speed comes from familiarity.
And familiarity comes from use.
Okay, what's the 5th mistake beginners make without noticing?
The 5th mistake is over-explaining instead of trusting simple answers.
Right. Why do beginners feel the need to explain everything?
Because they fear being misunderstood or sounding weak.
Wow, that's very emotional.
Language is emotional before it's logical.
How does over-explaining sound to native speakers?
It sounds uncertain and slightly defensive.
Really? Even when the English is correct?
Yes, correctness doesn't equal confidence.
Can you give another comparison?
A beginner says, I believe that maybe this option could be good, while natural English is, this works.
That's much stronger.
Exactly. Strength sounds short.
So, mistake 5 is not trusting short answers?
Yes, beginners hide behind extra words.
You see, simplicity suddenly feels powerful.
Because it shows ownership of the message.
Does this apply to casual conversations too?
Even more, casual English lives in short reactions.
Like, sure, sounds good, or got it.
Exactly. Those are real spoken chunks.
Interesting. Chunks appear again.
Chunks are the backbone of fluency.
Now that we've covered all 5 mistakes, how do they connect?
They all come from over-control and fear of mistakes.
Fear of sounding wrong, fear of judgment.
And fear blocks spontaneity.
Can someone improve even if fear is still there?
Yes, progress starts by speaking despite fear.
Wow, that feels realistic.
Confidence follows action, not the opposite.
Can we clearly review the 5 mistakes one last time?
Sure, translating mentally, chasing perfection, sounding written, breaking rhythm, and over-explaining.
Seeing them together makes the pattern obvious.
Awareness removes confusion.
What should learners focus on instead of these mistakes?
Reaction, simplicity, and daily speaking.
How much daily speaking is enough?
5 focused minutes already retrain the brain.
That sounds doable for busy adults.
Consistency matters more than duration,
I feel lighter listening to this.
because clarity reduces pressure.
What's the biggest breakthrough you want learners to experience?
Realizing they don't need better English, just better habits.
Wow, that changes everything.
And change starts with small actions.
What's one action someone can take today,
Speak out loud without translating,
even if it feels messy?
especially if it feels messy.
That removes a lot of pressure.
Learning accelerates when pressure drops.
I feel more confident already.
That's confidence being built, not imagined.
Any final message for learners watching this?
Real life doesn't wait for perfect English.
Interesting. Like real situations?
Exactly. Moments like airports, check-ins, and quick interactions.
Wow, those situations always make people nervous.
Because they require reaction, not preparation.
So, practicing real-life English matters.
That's where confidence becomes automatic.
Is that what the next lesson is about?
Yes, applying this mindset to real airport English.
That sounds practical.
It's about speaking naturally when it actually counts.
I'm curious to see how this works in real situations.
And that's the best place to continue.
All right, I'm ready for the next step.
Then let's take this confidence into real travel English.
See you in the next video.
See you there, and keep speaking every day. Bye.